Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. And that was a colossal root canal of a football game to watch. Miami Dolphins dropped to 1-2 on the season following their 24-3 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. There's one man I'm most pissed at today. There probably should be two. I probably should extend this, upstairs a little bit as well. But there's one man who really draws the ire today. There'll be others in the players I'm sure I'll hit along the way, but this one falls to the funny man. This one falls to the funny man. Mike McDaniel, just an embarrassing job of preparation, having your team ready, QB selection, play selection, team undisciplined, team not prepared, coaching decisions, and just woefully underwhelmed in another spot where you're just like, I think you go into these games, right? This is 2 weeks in a row where you've gone into the Miami Dolphins game and you got to think to yourself, what is the worst that it could look? There's got to be a way they could exceed it a little bit, right? Like, there's no way the worst case scenario plays out 2 weeks in a row. All right. You lose to your division rivals in the most embarrassing fashion and you lose your starting quarterback. Fine. But then you think to yourself, all right, rally, you got 10 days, you have a quarterback, Skyler Thompson, you have been grooming this man 3 years as your backup quarterback. 3 years he has been getting ready. 3 years he understands your offense. Everybody understands the offense better, correct? And this is the performance that is put forth by the Miami Dolphins, a team that does not convert a third down. Does not convert a third down until late in the fourth quarter. I mean, this head coach, a lot of good qualities as a guy, right? Different. Players seem to really like him. Seems to have a good rapport and relationship with the locker room. Connects with star players. But every single time you need this guy to level his team up, level them up, have them a little bit more ready or have a wrinkle, something against a team in the Seahawks who are begging you in this performance. Do something, Miami Dolphins. We're begging you to give the game to you. We're not playing well. It's our building. We have our starting quarterback. We're banged up, but we have our big-time weapons. Don't have a starting tailback, but that's all right. They're begging. A 17-3 lead never felt less safe unless on the other side of it you had Mike McDaniel coaching the team. And what he did today, I don't even know, because I don't even know what his identity is anymore. I don't know what it is. It used to be razzle-dazzle. It used to be flash and excitement. And it used to be big balls. You remember when Mike McDaniel had big balls, would go for it on fourth down whenever? And yeah, he's made some errors in that way. But then, he's just so in his own head now, second-guessing himself. Even early in the game, before Skyler Thompson completely wet himself and was terrible and got the shit kicked out of him by a Seahawks defense that eventually knocked him out of the game. But Mike McDaniel today, right off the bat, you have a drive where, the Seahawks go, you get a good sack by Deshaun Hand, keep him to 3, they hit a long field goal. But they were at a 4th and 10, if I recall. I was on my way home from the game, so I was listening on the radio. I was on my way home from the studio today. And I'm like, all right. So Mike McDaniel, the next drive, the Dolphins, he's got the ball, and he decides, you know what I'm going to do? On 4th and 1, all of a sudden, I'm not going to go for it. And I'm going to have Skyler Thompson, as sketchy as they get, as coin flip a kicker as they come, go and kick a near 60-yarder on the road to start a game. Put my team in position to have it basically past midfield. I'm deciding this is the time I want mouse balls. I could put my nuts in a change purse because all of a sudden I don't got the wheelbarrow balls anymore. And what happens? Boom. Seahawks march right down the field, willy-nilly. And a Mike McDaniel, terrible call. It just completely bites them in the ass. Geno Smith to DK Metcalf right on Kendall Fuller's head. They waltz right into the end zone. Charbonnet gets himself one of his 2 touchdowns on the day. And then he goes out here and, like, you're watching Mike McDaniel. They keep going to him, right? And they keep showing him on the camera. And they're like, and like you could tell Skyler shook and he shook. He's got these deer with those giant ass sunglasses. You could see through his giant ass sunglasses, the deer in headlights look, because he's sitting here and he's like, do I call timeout? Do I call timeout? Do I call timeout? Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I do it? And Trent Green was saying he's did that like 4 times. Do I do it? No, I'm not going to do it this time. Bobbles the snap from Skyler Thompson. Play completely gets blown up. Drive gets stifled. Then the penalties. Oh, the penalties today. Oh, my God, the penalties today. Holy hell. This team, they played 11 penalties for the Miami Dolphins for 85 yards. 11 penalties. Now, I mean, to be fair, Seattle also played a very undisciplined game. It was very loud. I don't know if you guys heard this about Seattle. It was only said all week. Very loud Seattle. It's a loud atmosphere. It's a loud stadium. But the Dolphins apparently didn't have that. Didn't have all that. So Miami Dolphins are down 10-0. Mike McDaniel, he's got like jittery hands on whether or not he's going to call timeout or not. He's not quite. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Blah. And then like is just like getting into pissing matches with the officials every single time about procedural penalties. And I'm not here to say that the referees were good or bad, but what I will say is they had a quick trigger today and they were calling everything. I know because this game was like 9 hours long. And he's sitting here and he is just like, just trying to get into shouting matches with the officials. And I'm like, dude, you look like a basket case out there. Completely bewildered. Completely lost. Doesn't like, if my team is looking at him for some security or looking for him for something, it wasn't there, dude. Not there today from Mike McDaniel. Awful. Oh, man. So the Dolphins finally, and here's the thing that's a shame about it, and one of the things that you have to say that is like an attack on, the Miami Dolphins then get a great play. Get some pressure on Geno Smith, who throws a boneheaded interception. Kader Kohou picks it off, and you're just like, wow, okay, no problem. Kader Kohou, get yourself, this should be a layup touchdown. How could you have this offense? Skyler Thompson been running for 3 years. Mike McDaniel, guru on offense, should be able to be in this position. You get that ball. Where did they get this damn ball? They got this ball for that game. And they got it set for them at what was it? The interception happened at the Seattle 6. 6 yards is all you got to do. Completely change momentum. Get everything on your side. And they go, run for 2 yards. Incomplete to Tanner Connor. I mean, dude, this was another thing today. I mean, enough of Tanner Connor. Enough. What is he? Why is he out there so much? I mean, there was one time where Skyler Thompson goes for a deep shot. Who's down there? Tanner Connor. this obsession with him, that to keep riding him out there. Crazy. Dollar store Gesicki trying to get it done. So they try to go him, and then another one to Ingold. I mean, Jesus, they treated Ingold today like he was, some number one target. It was crazy. You would think that they didn't have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on the team. And I mean, it completely, and so it gets to 3rd and goal. All right, and then again, Mike McDaniel's running. Timeout. Calls timeout. Too loud. All for that to just Skyler Thompson to run like an idiot to the outside and throw it to nobody. So it could have been a complete momentum swing for the game. Feels like a complete victory for the Seahawks because they're at their own 6. The Dolphins can't even get the damn can't score. Ridiculous. So and the answer to this, not only that, so you have the answer to this. Big stand by the Seahawks, and like the lone blemish today before the defense finally let go of the rope late. Bombski, Geno Smith, they completely burned the Dolphins secondary to DK Metcalf for 70. It was pain. You had Kevin Harlan calling a bomb for the other team. Terrible. The next drive, the Dolphins are still losing their cool. They go on, and Alec Ingold, for some reason, I mean, listen, dude, I'm not going to sit here and make the reasoning for rhyme or reason or make whatever Mike McDaniel says, and I'm doing this before he talks. I don't really want to hear him talk, okay? I'm not in the mood to hear Mike McDaniel yammer. I'm not in the mood to hear it. I don't have it in me. I'll have it in me, but right now in this moment, I don't have it in me. I don't have the mental capacity to sit here and hear the melody for 25 minutes. And I can't even imagine what tomorrow's going to be like. Probably going to go on for 45. But forget all that as I porky pig it all the way through this recap. Alec Ingold's like sitting here. He stops the play and like doesn't block. And like everyone's yelling at the refs. They've completely lost their cool because there's another illegal formation getting called. I don't know. And somehow, as that goes on, the Dolphins defense just keeps coming up. Zach Sealer with the big play. They force a missed field goal. And you're just sitting here like, all right, let's get this going. And then just like another drive, Skyler Thompson, snap, sack. There was one play, throws it wide open, Tyreek Hill. He's like, drops it. Number one player in the NFL. Doesn't look like he gives a rat's ass. I mean, if you were asking for any of the stars to step up today, they did not. None of them, except for Zach Sealer. On offense, I should say. I really want to say, and this is becoming a continued theme. It's becoming a theme. Every single time you need the offense to come through with a little mojo. Guys depleted, little injured, little banged up, going into a tough environment. Does Mike McDaniel's offense ever come through? No. But does the defense come through? You may hate Fang's ass, but does the defense come through? When they're taking with guys on the street, did they give the team a chance? They gave the team a chance. You can't say they didn't give the team a chance. Same thing today. You're in a hostile environment, but did the defense give the Miami Dolphins a chance today? You bet your ass they did. Did Zach Sealer come up with big plays? Bet your ass. Hits for losses, sacks, picks, Calais Campbell, big paw, Jalen Phillips, wreaking havoc. Yeah, okay, they got toasted for a couple plays. But 17 points for the most part this game? Did they give him a chance? You bet your ass they gave him a chance. Could Mike McDaniel find anything to get this team together? No, of course not. What a ridiculous question. Zach Sealer, sacks, interceptions. Skyler Thompson dumping it off to Alec Ingold left and right, who had his own butterfingers today. And then, just the penalties just going crazy all over the place. Oh, here was the other one. So we're almost getting to halftime. And boy, Mafi sacks Skyler Thompson, Kendall Lamb, and we all know, Kendall Lamb's out there. Why? Because Teron Armstead has an eye injury. And I just want to say, I don't make light of anybody getting hurt, but holy hell, this dude, just when you think this dude has run out of body parts to injure, like, he has to be thinking, why don't I just, could Teron Armstead just go take a nap somewhere and let him heal for the next 5 years? Because this man has had everything busted and broken. An eye injury? What is this, Any Given Sunday? With the eyeball on the field? This is crazy to me, dude. Crazy. And it's just like one of these things, like illegal formations all over the place. This was this crazy thing where, the special teams unit today, I mean, it was like penalty after penalty on special teams, penalties on illegal formations, holdings, false starts. The discipline was non-existent for them. I want to say, and I say this again, like I don't have it in me to listen to Mike McDaniel, but I would love to know, like, is he going to call out his players? Is he going to put it all on himself? He's got to put it all on himself. That's what he's going to do. He's a player's coach. But my God. Dolphins have a minute left. They're trying to, like, get it down. Complete waste of time. We had to sit here for like 30 minutes with penalty after penalty after penalty, all to watch Skyler Thompson get sacked from behind. He threw a shot over the middle he nowhere near the end zone. Didn't even like risk it. And then after all these touchdowns left and right, it ends up with him getting sacked from behind. So it was more embarrassing with all the resets. Trent Green just kept calling him Skyler Murray. I wonder if he was a better player, Skyler Murray. I don't know. But Skyler Thompson, Jesus, dude. Whew. So Dolphins come in out of the second half. Skyler Thompson at this point, he is getting lit up like a Christmas tree. I mean, like, they're sending pressure. They're sending blitzes. He got hit by Dodson, completely crunched. And you're wondering, like, at that point, is he going to come in? He'd come in for one more drive. He'd have a nice pass to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill yells at the sidelines because he's like, look, guys, a 15-yard catch. And then Skyler Thompson would then get shoved with a chest injury, hit late, and he was, like, knocked to the ground. He's laid out. I thought he got concussed. I was like, what happened? No, he just couldn't breathe. And so Tim Boyle comes in. Yep, Tim Boyle of Fail Mary fame comes in and actually shows a little moxie compared to what else they had. And it was just infuriating because they could do nothing on offense. And it just felt like every time the defense just held strong and had a big play. And, the final one where it was at a point was the Calais Campbell, Zach Sealer interception. And you're like, all right, if they could actually get a touchdown here, fourth quarter start, if they could actually get a touchdown here, maybe crazier things have happened, right? Maybe the Seahawks do something boneheaded again. Maybe. And the Dolphins actually move it down the field. They get some pass to Jonnu. They get a pass to Julian Hill. Boyle is moving the ball for the first time all day. They convert their first third down of the day. Their first third down of the day in the fourth mother bleeping quarter. Insane. Either way, they're right there. They're on the doors. They get it to first and goal. Achane, rush, no gain. Second and goal. Achane, rush, get a yard. Then, to Tim Boyle's credit, not the play I would have drawn up. Would have, again, kept going intangibles. I would have, would like to thrown it to one of the stars of the team. But that's just me. I'm no guru. Lofts it up in Durham Smythe's hands. But let me ask you something. Let's do a Dolphins trivia question. If the Dolphins quarterback, whomever it is, throws it to a tight end on this roster, does said tight end come up with that clutch catch? And you would say, of course not, Tobin. What a ridiculous question by you. Why would they come through with that catch? If it's Julian Hill, who you as an idiot keep throwing your money away on anytime touchdowns, all right? My wife one day is going to ask, hey, how come our kids can't go to college? Oh, because I kept betting on Julian Hill anytime touchdowns. Like a dummy. Durham Smythe. Although I did think Julian Hill was going to get through on that 3-yard. I was just going to save my day. Did not. But no, did he come through with the clutch catch? Of course he didn't come through with the clutch catch. And then Achane just like incomplete, whatever. And then they go to Dan Marino. They come back from break, and they go to Dan. First of all, 2 cruel jokes. They keep showing the Dan Marino coming out of retirement commercial. I want, is that Tostitos? I need them to replace that or wipe it. It's too much pain. And they come back, and Dan Marino's just like overlooking it. And who knows? He may have just wanted to go get a pigs in a blanket. He may have just wanted to go get, beef Wellington. But he like just is looking over, and just the look of disgust as he turns around and walks away. Just summarize the entire time, So what do you think happened after that? Of course, the defense was tired of the bull bleep, and they gave up a touchdown. Final score, 24-3. Final numbers for your Miami Dolphins. They finished 1 of 12 on third downs, 0 for 3 on fourth downs. Seattle had 60 plays. Miami had 56 total yards. Seattle, 370 total yards, 205 for the Miami Dolphins. They each had 12 drives. Geno Smith, 270 yards today. They rushed for 100. Penalties, they each had 11. Dolphins, 85. Seahawks, 92. Time of possession, 31-28 for Seattle, 28-32 for the Dolphins. Seattle lost the turnover battle insanely. The Dolphins did have a couple of fumbles they were lucky to get back. Skyler Thompson finished 13-19, 107 yards. Tim Boyle, 7-13 for 79 yards. Devon Achane, 11 rushes for 30 yards on the ground. He had 28 yards in receiving. Tyreek Hill, 3 catches for 40 yards. Number one player in the league. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches, 26 yards. 5 targets. Those guys each got 5 targets apiece. Jonnu Smith had 3 targets. Alec Ingold, 3 targets. A lot of intangibles. DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 104 yards. Best player on offense today for the Seattle Seahawks. So now the Dolphins come home. They will welcome in the Tennessee Titans, who were embarrassed today by the Green Bay Packers and their former quarterback, Malik Willis. Even the most optimistic Dolphin, which I find myself to be on the very optimistic side. I try not to be a miserable bastard about this stuff. But look around the league today. Malik Willis led his team, put up 30 points, had a great game, revenge game against his former team, got the win. Sam Darnold has the Minnesota Vikings at 34, at 3-0. They win 34-7. Justin Fields, who went into the season as the number 2 quarterback, obviously has a much bigger pedigree than Skyler Thompson from a draft standpoint, but they win 20-10, already cast off by his former team. You had Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers go on the road today, put up 36 points, beat the Raiders 36-22. So you've had, 1, 2, 3, 4 QB2s essentially. Even if you want to put a little asterisk next to Justin Fields, fine. 3 of them went out and were able to put up competent offense today. You have a quarterback who you drafted 3 years ago, has been in your system. You said won the job. Okay, he won the job. And this is what he put forth. He looked like he had never looked at a Dolphins playbook before. Because I'll tell you, like Tim Boyle, hey, not great. Maybe it was a little bit of a Matt Moore effect of didn't know who this guy was, but definitely looked better than Skyler Thompson did at any point today. And you have to wonder what they're going to do for Monday Night Football. Does this go to Tyler Huntley? That feels like the obvious move. Other part of this is Skyler Thompson did get hurt, so now the Dolphins have two hurt quarterbacks. And, they got some bad teams coming up, but the Dolphins look like a pretty bad team themselves with a lot of issues, especially on the offensive side of the football. There's some other defensive issues and injuries that were along the way, but I thought the defense held tough today, man. I thought they definitely put the Dolphins give the Dolphins plenty of chances to get this thing back, and they chose not to.